All right, we're going to use this piece here as a jumping off point to create some of the wider pieces that are just one unit across, but then 6 of these long, 8, and 10 of these long. The ones that we'll need for what we're making. Now, in order to do this, we actually need to lay a little bit of groundwork that will help us do this a little bit better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, oops, let me turn on my symmetry here, and I'm going to run a loop slice. Let's just turn it on 1 down each of these. And I know this is going to disrupt my geometry, but that's okay because we're just having these here temporarily. Now I'm also going to run the edge slice tool here and finish slicing these things completely down the middle. What we want to do is we want to create a tileable unit, and one step away from that now, and that's taking this and scaling this. I set my action center to, oops, it's already on element, so I'm just going to select this edge here, and I'm going to flatten it down. So now, if especially if we unsubdivide, we'll be able to see we have this edge that runs through each piece, and that leaves this middle piece intact, and it also separates out the end caps, which is exactly what we want. So I'm going to leave it out of sub-D mode for the moment, and I'm going to go into polygon mode, and I'm going to select each of these end caps, and let's go ahead and actually just cut and paste those back in. And like I said, we're going to do 3 different versions of this, one that's 6, one that's 8, and one that's 10. So let's start with the one that's 6. So what I'm going to want to do is move this out. Each of these need to move out 16 millimeters, essentially. So let's go out 16 millimeters. That puts the end caps in the right place. And now I'm going to take this piece here, and I'm going to start by turning off symmetry. And I'm going to copy, paste, and move this guy here. Oops. Looks like symmetry wasn't off. There we go. I'm going to move this guy over 8 millimeters. Copy, paste. Again, we'll move over 8 millimeters. And that should align everything here. So then let's select that piece there. And I'm going to subdivide everything here. We'll make it a little easier to read on this. And I want to double check, make sure. Oops, let's turn my symmetry on and double check here. Yeah, looks like we do have symmetry going on. So good. So let's turn my symmetry off again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select both of these two. I'm going to run the mirror tool. And the cool thing about the mirror tool is if we have this with merge vertices on, and I just go ahead and click apply, it's going to not only mirror these across, but it's going to, well, it should attach them all together. It looks like it didn't work in this case. It attached some of it and not the rest, but that's okay here. So I'm just going to select everything. I'll run the merge tool manually. Let's pull it down to 0. Oops, 0, and click apply. And what you're looking for is the deselection on these seams. So there it's deselected, there it's deselected. Here it was already attached. Looks like we might have a little bit of an issue here. Maybe not. There we're attached, there we're attached, there we're attached. Alright, so let's, I think we're good here. So I'm going to go through here and I'm going to select all of these middle edges. And actually, sorry, I probably should back up here. Let's do this. Let's back way up here, now that we've kind of done most of this. Okay, I'm going to back up before I did the actual mirror here, because what I want to do at this point is I want to get everything, copy it, paste in a new layer, and that way we'll have it to work with to create our larger pieces. So let's try this again here. And select these 2 pieces, Shift V, apply, and we'll see, and we didn't get everything, but that's okay. Let's run the merge tool. I hit 0. And looking good here, so I'm just going to go and get all of these seam edges here, loop, and delete. We should here if we double check. Yep, looks like we have everything attached. Make sure that we have all of the bumps and all of the holes covered, which we do. And actually there's one thing that we need to do here, and that's that this part here needs to be beveled in, because these are only solid on pieces that are transparent. So and most of these pieces this size are opaque. So I'm just going to bevel, and I'm going to pull in 600 because I'd already beveled in 100 there, and then shift click, I'm going to bevel in another 100. So that'll put this entire thing at 800. And then we're just going to bevel, and I'm going to pull it up. Actually, here, let's do it this way. Let's go 100 and I'm just making 100 buffers at each end of those and in the middle there. And there we go. Now we've taken those all out at once here. Let's go double check this and see how that looks. Yeah, okay. Pretty good. One thing that may happen is we might lose, and we've lost our UVs here on this. Let's go ahead and really quickly fix our UVs. Let's go to the logo bump. See, we have something in here. Let's make those bigger. We can see that it's not really what we want. So let's go edit UVs, delete UVs. Then I'm just going to run the UV projection tool planar on the Y. And when I click, it's going to just put them all in here and kind of fit them. So all I have to do to get these in here the way I want is double click on them, click the fit UVs, make sure the keep proportion is off, and just drop it in there. I'm going to scale, oops, I'm going to set this back to automatic. I'm going to scale these down to where they match up with the other ones here. And then we want to check and make sure that our logo is facing right. Well, this one actually needs a little bit of adjustment, so I'm going to go ahead and rotate it. It's like 90 degrees. We'll fix that. All right, so let's go to this one. Same thing. Fit UVs. Okay. Scale it down. Rotate it. We're good. Next one. Fit UVs. Okay. Scale it down. Rotate. And once again, last one, fit UVs. Okay, scale it down, rotate. Right there. Now, one thing I'm noticing is actually this one, and I probably want to go back and fix this on other pieces, but this one is actually inverted. So what I'm going to do is scale this, oops. Scale this, and what I want to do is I want to put it at negative 100% in the U. Well, let's try typing it in. Negative 100. Yeah, that didn't want to work. All right, let's just back up there. Let's just go ahead and scale this. Oh, looks like we have negative scaled unchecked. That would make a little bit of sense then. So we'll set that to negative on the U, and then I'm going to rotate it around. So these are all facing the same direction. All right, so there we go. There's one with 6 across. So, and we'll make that same UV correction on other ones. So we probably won't go over that in subsequent pieces, but just know that we have that option. Okay, so moving on to 8 is actually not very difficult. What I'm going to do is move out the endpoints, just adding a bump on either side. So I'm going to move these endpoints out 8 millimeters. And move this thing out 8 millimeters. Okay. Get each of these. Oops. and mirror them. Oops. Good. So let's go ahead and use our merge tool again. And we'll get these edges out of there. Actually, sorry, I did it again here, so let's back up pre-merge tool. And grab everything, copy, mesh, paste. So now we can go here and do this. Let's go ahead and select our edges. Oops, wrong button. Loop, delete. Oops. Getting ahead of myself. Let's go ahead here and run our merge tool. So we got all the tops, all the bottoms. That one was already stitched together somehow magically. Which sometimes you'll get when you run the mirror tool. Sometimes some things will attach and some things won't. But nice to check and see if it saves you the time in the meantime. And again, we'll have the same thing with the UVs here, so we'll have to go through and remake those UVs, but shouldn't be a very difficult thing. Yep. Check, make sure I got all the holes in the bottom. We do. So that one is, let's double check, 8. Yep. And let's go to our last one here, which is going to be 10 across. And I'm going to do for this, turn off our symmetry because it looks like we got something a little asymmetrical here. So just do one side at a time. Move out 8 millimeters. Move this out 8 millimeters. Move this out 8 millimeters. Copy and paste this one and move it out 8 millimeters. All right, and now we are set here. Let's just grab everything on our merge tool. Use the up arrow so I can just select all of those without having to go all the way around. And there we go. Now, one thing I'm noticing here that we forgot is that, let's see, did we forget on this one? Nope, this one's fine. About this one. This one is not fine. So we need to quickly go here and run our bevels. So I'm going to select all of these. And again, I'm going to bevel in 600, in 100, down 100. Get in a little closer for that. Down 100, down 1.5, down 100, in 100. If I do this a bunch more times, I might write a script for that, but since it's only on these last 2 pieces here, I'll just run it manually. Doesn't take too much time here, so in 6, in 1, down 1, down 1.5, down 1 more, and in 1, and we are set. So I'll go ahead and make the fix the UVs for these, because again we're going to come into the same issue with the UVs, and that's that. Oops. That the UVs are all messed up. So what I'm actually even going to do here is edit UVs. I'm just going to delete all of them. And then we'll go to Local Action Center. Let's go to Planar, drop that in. And I'm not sure if this obeys. Actually, this is something that I just thought of, so it's something new. Let's try this with our Local Action Center on. I'm going to run the fit UVs. I don't think it's going to change anything now, so we still have to do these manually. That's okay. So we just run fit UVs. Okay. Next one, fit UVs. Okay. Fit UVs. Okay. Fit UVs. Okay. Zoom in here. Fit UVs. Okay. Fit UVs. Okay. Fit UVs. Okay. And the last one here. Fit UVs. Okay. And then I'm just going to add our base gray material to this entire piece here. And let's make sure I got the right one here. And I just want to make sure that my base gray, when I'm setting this up, is out of my item level, so it's not affecting that. Let's go ahead and just delete that. And there's our little Modos. I think what I might do here is, so we keep some level of uniformity, I'm going to rotate these 90 degrees. Yeah, that'll work. So let's do the same thing with this last piece here. So I'm just going to go to polygon mode. And I spent some time on this one here, so let's go ahead and save a copy of this before we start messing with the UVs. Hate to have something crash and then lose it. So long singles. So delete UVs. And oops, I'm noticing something here. The scale on the other ones is a little bit off. And just for the sake of uniformity, I want to fix that. But first I'm going to drop these other ones in, and then we'll scale them all together. So let's run UV projection tool, put that in there. And let's start kind of in the middle. This is going to help us a bit with how we put this together. So let's run fit UVs. Fit UVs, UVs, fit UVs, fit UVs. Hotkey for fit UVs, I guess. But for relatively small amount of things, not too big a deal. And here it's only 10 times, so. All right, so here just to get these, it looks like we have the right material on all these, so good. Let's go ahead and rotate all of those, 90. And then I'm also going to select this underlying mesh so we get all of these here. Everything selected. Actually, something's fishy going on here. There you go. Check the orientation here. Oh, so these ones are rotated, so let's check these compared to this one. So it looks like these are the ones that are rotated. So let's just rotate them back. There we go. Okay, so now let's grab these two here. And let's also put this mesh in the background so that then I can see everything. And I'm just going to scale these down. Oops. That way all of our logos will be a uniform scale. All right, so here you've got it. created pieces with 6, 8, and 10 in length. And the cool thing is creating a pattern like this is something that you can use in a lot of other pieces. We just used it to tile along a single level here, but what you can even do is you can create a tile that runs in 4 directions, or excuse me, with 4 pieces, and runs from the middle to the middle to the middle to the middle. And you can use that to bridge out and make much larger pieces very quickly. So if you need to make, if you decide to go and get more creative, make some of your own stuff, you can use this to make large platforms, and everything works pretty quickly. So let's go ahead and save off our presets, and we'll be done here. So we'll save item preset, and we'll call this 6-1. Oops, that one was 8-1. I'm losing my mind here. 8-1 LXL. This one is 6-1. So we'll just override that last one. Yes, we want to replace it. And then finally we got the one for 10. And 1 LXL. So let's click over to our layout real quickly here, make sure we've got those. So 6, 8, 10, looking good. We'll go ahead and I'll render these out for those. Again, I'll include these icons with the training, and we'll be ready to move on. Got a few more kind of clean up general simple pieces, and then we'll get into the really difficult ones. I know you're excited, I can tell. See you in the next video.